To do or not to do? This is the question we ask ourselves today. Feel like you're in a rut? Feel like you can do better? Well, you're in luck. Enjoy today's Ed Talk.
Hello, my name is Edwin.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Frantic.
And together we are Tilted Not Stirred. So what has you feeling tilted today? What have you guys been up to?
Well, just this morning, actually, I spent way too much money on some peripherals for my setup.
Ooh, peripherals.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language. What'd you get?
I got myself a Corsair mechanical keyboard with cherry brown switches.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah,
It's going to feel so good to type on those. Oh, my God.
This is my first mechanical keyboard. I'm pretty stoked.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
And writing code on that thing.
Treat
writing
yourself.
code on the thing is going to be sexy.
Hell yeah.
Could be a hacker man's in style now.
Oh, yeah. The stereotypical hacker mans with the clickety-clackety.
Yes, sir.
Hey, right on, dude.
Hey, and for me, not as cool. I want to go watch a movie at the theater. So for all you people out there that are still holding, they got diamond hands for the AMC stock. I supported you guys.
Oh, hell yeah. It was an AMC theater?
It was an AMC theater. I watched Cruella. Surprisingly good.
Damn, Frantic Disney adult confirmed.
Dude, I hate...
Maleficent was really good. I like the villain Disney. It was really good. Check it out retroactively if you really like the Cruella.
With some,
I don't know, something about like that emo
Disney
goth
Plus,
kind of stuff is I don't know. It's good stuff.
Goth girls. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Let's see what I was up to. I just started Kim's Convenience on Netflix. It's a Korean family that owns a convenience store.
Okay.
It's a really cute sitcom. Really nice. If you feel like you learn like what they're going through in very non-serious and nice ways. But I've just been kind of hanging out. Waiting for grass to grow, you know.
Nice.
Yeah. How inspiring of you.
Very inspiring. I definitely want to talk about inspiration and procrastination this week, if you guys would so indulge me. And because I've been thinking about it, and I've been a lot more inspired in the sense that I consume content that inspires me, and then I go and I've been trying to do it once a week. I write a short story.
Mm-hmm.
So far I have 4, and I just want to keep pumping them out once a week. And inspiration has been one of those biggest things that I've been thinking about. It's kind of like, how do you get out of your funk if you're in a funk, or of your day? How do you take a chunk of your day and say, in this 1 hour, I'm going to create something? Which is something that I've been doing. That I put myself aside an hour, and I say, an hour each Thursday, I'm gonna pump out a short story. Mm-hmm. And what do I go from there? Stuff like that. So what inspires you guys? I want to know what inspires you guys.
It's
Jeff, you wanna go ahead?
I don't know, inspiration in what context? Because I'm not a creator type, you know. I'm not gonna go out, write a book, and do stuff.
Oh, it
like
could
that,
be anything. You know? It could be something that inspires you to work out, something that inspires you to eat right, something that inspires you to
be better than yesterday.
Do something,
anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do something great. It could be anything.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's more along the lines of what do I need to do to stay productive? Because
okay, what inspires you to be productive?
I'm technically in class. I'm taking the class for cybersecurity. So I just end up in this weird state where I know I need to do something towards my class, and I kind of just put it off until I do it.
So what made you want to take the class?
Getting out of my current job, I guess. There you go.
So your inspiration is to get out of your
current situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good inspiration right there.
Going from a lower state of energy to a higher state of energy, you know, chemistry. You gotta you know, what inspires you, Frantic? What's something that, you know, inspires you to work out because you work out a lot? What inspires you to, you know, be productive? I know productivity is one of the things for you
Yeah.
specifically that you either go all in or you kind of
All right, leave it till tomorrow.
procrastinate. Yeah. So I wanted to know what inspires you. You have like, I feel like knowing you, you have people that inspire you. You listen to TED Talks, you listen to people, you read a book or something, you know, something that people tell you how to be inspired. But how do you specifically get inspired?
For me, it's a lot of internal stuff. How is it? What is it? Retrospective, is that what it's called when you think about introspective? Oof.
Introspection, yeah.
Oof, yeah. So there's a lot of external things that are inspiring, but mostly the things that truly inspire me are when I finally convince myself to do it. And so that can come in a lot of different ways. Mostly it's like what Jeff said, it's to get out of my current situation, because there are times where I really beat myself up because I'm not doing as much as I should be or I could have done, especially at my age. A lot of people tell me, "Don't worry about it. You're still young. You're still young." But I mean, we're getting close to 30, and I had a lot of big ideas when I was younger of what 30 was going to be like and where I was going to be in my life.
Well, let's talk about that first and foremost, because you think we plan, but like it's just not gonna go as we planned.
Yeah.
In high school, especially when you don't know anything about the world, you really don't know about any. Like in high school, you haven't had a job, you haven't had a taste of the real world and why people end up in the situations that they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you have this clean slate to say, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. Some people do go through it, and it's pretty dope just to see those people that say, this is my plan and I'm gonna stick to it.
Right.
You know, so let's talk about, do you regret that you're not where you wanted to be in your high school version, or you feel like you grew as a person and you now understand the world?
Like, if you're asking if I like myself, like who I am today,
yeah,
then me as a person, yes. Me on my career path and like my monies, it should have been a lot better, according to high school me.
Well, I have the same
ahead,
answer
Jeff.
as Frantic. Yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot as a person since high school. But yeah, I'm definitely not where I want to be career wise.
Yeah.
Okay, so is money a huge inspiration in your guys' life? You guys feel like if you had money, you would be better as a person?
No, it's not about money for me. It's about doing something that I can have some semblance of enjoyment doing. Like, I don't want to be stuck in the warehouse doing God knows what for 10 hours. That's fucking, mind crazy. And I wouldn't do that for $50 an hour.
You know, it's weird. It's really weird. But I also worked at a warehouse, right? But it's like I always found myself drifting off and being inspired by something else. I daydreamed a lot while I was there, and I would come up with ideas, come up with scenarios that I wanted to write about, or just things that I think would be cool. And I was like in my head the whole time, and it was one of those things that. It was a boring and mundane situation that I was in, and because I knew how to do it already and you didn't have to think about it, my mind was elsewhere. My mind was doing other things. And in a weird way, it really did inspire me to find avenues to get out of there, but at the same time, it inspired me to do great things in my mind so that I can feel a little bit fulfilled creatively.
Yeah.
So there's beauty in the struggle, sometimes.
For sure. What would you say to the statement that a man's greatest inspiration and motivation are women?
That's some Sigmund Freud shit. That guy's like everybody wants to fuck everyone, and that's like very intro psychology.
Well, what's to stop you from playing video games all day?
What's to stop me?
Yeah.
I've
What?
had days that nothing stopped me.
Right. So, but why, like, you have a girlfriend and stuff. So then why, if you were to just be at home all day, do you think that you would be attractive to your girlfriend?
Attractive to my girlfriend?
Yeah.
If I was just a homebody that didn't go anywhere?
Yeah. Like you just wanted to play games all day. Didn't work. Didn't nothing.
Or if you don't, yeah, no, that's that's just society. If you didn't work and all that stuff, you're just a deadbeat. Then you know what I mean.
Yes.
That like that doesn't necessarily, because some people are perfectly happy doing nothing. You know, some people are just perfectly happy, and it doesn't need to be an inspiration on like women and stuff. Some women find those type of men very, you know, they're not wise choices, but they're there, and that happens. You know, we see it all the time. We hear about it all the time when a girl's just with I guess, a very non-productive member of society, and this is one of those things. Like,
so
I wouldn't.
to add to my question, the reason why I bring it up is because, like, sure, for me, a lot of the internal stuff, something has to click. There has to be a spark that causes me to finally get my shit together. But lately, I've been with my girlfriend now for a little over a year, like a year and a half now. And I feel that I'm at that point in my life where marriage is a real option. And, we already have our friends getting married, having kids, all that cool stuff. And so I really feel that my girlfriend is a huge source of inspiration right now. Mainly because if it were up to me, I'd be totally happy just playing video games all day and being unproductive, because, you can just get lost in a world of video games or binging movies or just hanging out with your friends. And I don't have the fear of ending up alone. It's more so I want to make sure that I'm put together so that I can help her achieve what she wants to achieve and make her happy, and that will make me happy, and et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's your inspiration right there. Yeah. That's external inspiration. Whereas I mean, let's say, like, sure, everyone wants to be comfortable. At the end of the day, everybody wants to. Like, I grade myself on, let's say, like a classroom in my head. I grade myself on friends. How am I doing with my friends? How am I doing with my love life? And then career was always my failing grade. Career was the thing that I was not happy with. And I felt like if I had that together, my life would truly be like an A report card, I guess.
Yeah, like,
right?
The grass is greener on that other side.
But
if you got the career, then everything would be fine.
But the thing is, things we don't think about is some people are the opposite. They're so career focused that they don't have all the other things in a row. They don't have any friends. They don't have a stable love life. They don't have fulfillment anywhere else. And it's one of those things that I came to accept as a person who did not have my career in line where I wanted it to, that it was eventually going to get there if I kept working at it, if I kept being inspired. And, procrastination is one of those things that hits everyone. Like, we all kind of say, oh, I have to do all these things, but I'd rather not. Just kind of lay back on the couch and take a nap. It's one of those things, right? But
I can see what you're saying, where you said that there's beauty in the struggle and all that kind of stuff. So you need to have some sort of fulfillment just to be in that space where you can even feel inspired, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you write novels and, well, like short stories and things like that.
Well, I mean, I lately I've been finding inspiration on people who are creative with music. It's really, really one of those. Like I told you, like last time I mentioned Marc Rebillet, who gets into his lab and just starts making beats. You know, he just starts
Yeah.
making beats and he says, "Today I'm gonna make a beat and it's gonna be sick, and people are gonna enjoy this." And he's just there working through it. He works through it. Boom, 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 done. Right.
Yeah.
And then through Marc Rebillet, I discovered Harry Mack. Right. Harry Mack is a freestyle rapper who just raps. And all of that stuff gets me super fucking hype. And I'm like, I'm going to write. Or I started working out. I was just like, I'm going to start working out because all of this stuff really gets me pumped, really gets me going. So I just wanted to, touch bases with you guys on like inspiration and how we feel we can grow and what, like, do you guys have weird ass sources of inspiration that, can get you where you wanted to be?
You got one, Jeff?
I'm not an expert on inspiration. My expertise lies in the opposite side of the coin, the procrastination part.
Okay, but let's talk about procrastination then.
It's weird, right? Because I have homework for this class, but I also want to play like some video games on the side. So I get to this point where, I want to play a video game, but I should be doing homework instead. So I end up in this weird limbo where I don't do anything at all because just the thought of me playing video games is like, damn, if I do this, I kind of guilt myself into thinking like, well, I shouldn't do this because I should be doing homework. But then I don't do the homework anyway.
So in the end, you're not happy with yourself.
Yeah,
you can't be inspired because you're not happy.
Yeah.
You're just thinking about the things that you need to do while not doing them. And if you just did them as soon as possible, all those other things in your life that you wanted to do, you just do them guilt-free. And it's one of the things that we all know. Mm-hmm. We all know in the back of our minds that if I did this right now, I don't have to worry about it for a week till we get the next assignment, the next thing I need to do. Right? And it's like, why ruin your days thinking about the assignment and just do it and then figure out what you want to do with all that free time?
Yeah.
Why do you think you do that, Jeff?
I don't know, honestly, because when I sit down and do the assignments, I get them done pretty fast. It takes me like
it's really not that bad, right?
And yeah, the assignments are pretty easy because, well, so far the class hasn't been too bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you: do you have fun? Do you have fun doing the assignments?
It depends on the assignment. There was one where it was like, the second week was, God, it was boring. It was rough. That week was terrible. Someone fell asleep during the class. It was pretty funny. But since we're doing like more actual hands-on stuff, it's been pretty cool.
How good do you feel after you complete the assignment? Again, does it bring you any fulfillment?
It gives me that it gives me that satisfaction of like, I'm learning stuff. It's self-reassurance of, okay, this was easy. I'm actually learning concepts. I'm actually doing well in the class. I feel like I'm doing well. My TAs are giving me good feedback on my homework. So it's just gratification when I get the assignment done because I'm doing it right. I've had no issues with the assignments thus far. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it feels good to level up for sure. And I want to touch on a little bit of what Edwin was talking about of the artists and the music and how Edwin's inspired by musicians. For me, I feel that kind of inspiration does the opposite to me. It actually makes me procrastinate because I think about how talented that person is and how much work it gets to be that talented, that it kind of puts me off, kind of how Jeff said, where it just feels like there's so much to do that you end up doing nothing.
But here's the beauty on that. You can just tackle little things, small things, and eventually you'll be great.
Yeah, but it takes a certain kind of mentality to take those small steps. And I feel like this is something that a lot of people suffer from, where they see someone that's extremely successful and extremely everything, and they're living that dream life that they wanted, but then they may not see how far it is, but then once they really think about it, they see that the journey is taking years and years. Very similar to like this podcast, right? That when I was doing my mundane jobs, this was my passion project. This is what I was constantly thinking about. And then if I look at someone like Joe Rogan that is making basically, well, literally millions of dollars with the podcast, it's just like, holy shit. The journey from the start to wherever he's at, it just seems like it's so far away that this is where sometimes I fall into the trap of just feeling comfortable. And maybe I'm just afraid of being great. Is that weird? Is that a weird thing to say?
It isn't, because I also have fear. I'm very like, I calculate every single one of my movements to the point where sometimes that leads to inactivity. Or if I say I want to do this, and I'll plan all the scenarios in my head and eventually lose that opportunity. Mm-hmm. It's happened to me so many times where I'm just like, it's going to have to be perfect. It's going to have to be perfect. And then I just don't do it.
You know, I think this is a product of our generation being told that you're special and you can do anything you set your mind to. And then when, in reality, when the opposite happens and it doesn't matter how hard you try, it wasn't as great as you could have imagined it, that I think those little things break you down slowly.
Well, I think people are just afraid of failing.
Yeah. Like for us that we're introspective, you know your own limits. And you know, like, okay, I really can't do what that person's doing over there. And I understand the mentality of like small victories every day. But I feel like that's what makes me procrastinate, is just sometimes that fear of like, you know, maybe I'm not as special as sometimes I think I am, or people tell me.
It's not like, if you think about all those talented kids in high school, all the really, really smart kids in high school, they're having it rough, dude. I'm not going to name any names, but they're having it. They're so talented. They're so smart and intelligent. And the whole time they were told they were great, right? But they never had to work for it. All they had to do was breathe through high school. And that's one of the things that everybody tells you. Like, I remember one of my teachers telling me, you ain't shit. She straight up said, you're not shit. You ain't shit. Like, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to take notes. You're going to have to learn all these things that all the hardworking students are doing. Mm-hmm. Right? And you have friends that weren't as smart, but they were hardworking, and they are where they want to be career-wise. Right?
Yeah. That's what I wanted to say, that it's the habits. I feel like that's something that really was a shortcoming for me, where things came easy. And then once I actually had to work hard for it, I was so used to doing nothing that I just never got out of that trap. Eventually I did, right? But it did take a huge chunk of my my early 20s. That should have been grind time so that I can be good now. But now I have to put in that grind, which is fine, but
people get where they need to be when they're ready. You know?
I hate those cliches, bro.
No, it's when you're ready.
I fucking hate all those cliches.
It's when you're ready and when you want to put in the work. It really is. It's a cliche for a reason.
Maybe I'm just abusive to myself. I was just like, dude, you ain't shit, bro. Shut your mouth. I'm just like,
that's the thing, though. You have to. I've done a lot of learning because of feeling unfulfilled career-wise. Mm-hmm. It was just a lot of, I'm gonna just sit down and think to myself, like, why am I not doing the things that I need to do? I just recently took that calculus class, and just for fun. It was just a fun thing that I wanted to do, because I was like, shit, calculus was one of the things that
You're fucking weird, bro.
No,
dude,
like,
I have
honestly,
a math degree, and that's fucking weird, bro.
No, because I was neglected in my calculus class.
Call him out. Call him out.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna call him out. I'm not gonna
call that asshole out.
I'm not gonna
Ooh.
call him out, but I was put in the stupid student thing that he said he was not gonna teach those kids, and there was 4 kids that he did not teach. He had everybody learning calculus, and I was with those other kids, doing worksheets for algebra or some bullshit. It was fucked up. But you know what? In my adult life, I said, "Hey, I want to learn calculus." Boom, here I go. Right?
So
And
is it
then
like you're proving it to yourself that you can do it? You think that's
I
what it is?
Or did you
I
do it to
work
stick it to him?
I work best when I'm the underdog in situations. When I
Okay.
feel like everybody doesn't believe in me, that's when I work. That's when I'm like, I'm gonna do it just to tell you to shut the fuck up, right? So it's weird. Sometimes I put myself in that situation in my mind, like, oh, these people don't believe in you. The fuck? Boom, you do it, you deliver, done. And it's one of those things that, I mean, Jordan did it. Jordan took everything personal, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even like real. Sometimes it was
Oh
just like
yeah, he
in
had
his
to.
head.
Yeah. I remember watching the documentary. That
That
was funny.
inspired him.
Yeah.
That inspired him. He would just talk shit to himself on behalf of somebody else, and then boom, he was great. So it's weird. We get inspiration from random sources, and like next time, Jeff, next week when you have that class, maybe do the assignment early. See how you feel playing video games. See how you feel about any other thing. Maybe you want to learn something else on the side. I don't know. Like inspiration hits from random ass places. Just try not to sit on it too hard anymore. Like I'm not talking to you specifically, Jeff, but it's like
But you
to
are.
everyone.
you are.
To everyone. No,
But
no,
you
no.
are.
No. To everyone. Just try not to sit on the inspiration.
Yeah.
Like this world history binge that I'm in. Like I've always liked world history, but I fell asleep on that AP test. It's one of those things that my professor, my teacher, tells all his kids from then on. He said
Mhm.
there was this kid in my class that was gonna pass the AP test, but he fell asleep.
Very nice.
so so now I had forgotten all about how much I loved world history, right? I started playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and all of a sudden I was super fucking inspired to learn about civilizations of the past. It's one of those things that I was just like, should I just keep playing this video game, or should I just pause, put it away, start learning about civilizations that I really cared about? And I don't know.
You get a lot of inspiration from a lot of just random things.
Yeah,
I-
you're just an inspired person.
I just feel like everybody does. Just they don't do it. They don't act on
You
it.
choose not to do anything.
Yeah, they just like if you're watching a show through it and you're feeling really hyped, you're feeling the adrenaline, you're feeling happy, right? You're watching the show. You are in that moment. I feel like in that moment you're inspired. There's a lot of ideas flowing through your head. A lot of things that you're getting from the shows, like themes, and you kind of want to do something with, but you just sit through the next show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's how I feel. That people get inspired everywhere, but because of so many distractions, like they have phones, they have all these things. Like I've been inspired before, and I had to pull up my Samsung Notepad and start typing shit down furiously,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if I go back to those notes, I don't know what the fuck was going on when I was writing these things, and they're non-coherent anymore. If I should have acted at that point where I was like, shit, I have this idea, boom, type it up, and then go that same day and do something with it,
Oh, so it was like a great idea at the time, but then once you think about it again,
in
maybe that's
retros-
when you start getting inside your head, like, nah, that's not really all that great.
yeah,
But in that moment, you were sure that this was a gem.
exactly.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like we have so many distractions to kind of just like let's say I would have just kept playing Assassin's Creed. I mean, I still want to play it. I still want to go back. I would have kept playing Assassin's Creed. I wouldn't have gotten really hype on fucking world history again.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
Jeff, do you have any weird place you've drawn inspiration from?
Well, touching back on what Edward said about finding inspiration in random places, I could see where he's coming from. When I was watching Queen's Gambit, I was like, damn, chess is pretty cool. I should get back into that. But then I never did. I never even bothered to like look up into anything. I was just like, I should. But I didn't, because it's like,
damn, what a waste. You just wasted that inspiration.
But
you had it there. It was there for you for the taking.
Yeah.
It was right there. All you had to do
could
was
become
reach
the next chess
reach
pro.
for it.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Jeff. That you wanted to learn something, some like I'm pretty sure you wanted to learn some intricate chess moves, right? You know.
Yeah, it would have been cool to just be able to consistently beat the homie David.
But maybe he thought
that
about
ain't
the
gonna
amount of work it would take. It's just like, better not.
Yeah.
He could have learned one strategy a day. One strategy.
That's the
a week.
thing. Not everyone has that, dude. I get what you're saying.
It doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much.
It's time, dude. It all comes down to time.
We all have it.
Speak for yourself.
I don't have many days left.
So my weightlifting professor would say Beyonce has 24 hours a day as well, and you do too.
That's such a bullshit thing.
Yeah, it's one of the things he used to say. He used to say, like, if you think about anybody great, they also have 24 hours to their day. And I was like,
different people have different responsibilities.
Yeah,
I could totally see all that though. For me, it just came to me again that a weird thing that inspires me is like what clothing I have. It's like when you're wearing different hats, right? So like when you want to get yourself in a different kind of mindset, so you wear a different hat. For me, my hat is like my outfit. So if I'm just wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt, I'm probably not going to get anything done that day because I'm super comfy. But then like today I had an interview, and even though it's through a webcam and all I have to do is put on a dress shirt, really, I still wore the pants and everything so that, you know, the belt, the watch, all that good stuff, so that I can feel like in that mindset of like, yes, I am a business person. And I mean business. You know, so
what would it take for you to wake up every day and shower and dress nice and then feel good?
That doesn't sound practical.
No, I'm not saying not dress like a interview all the time, but dress nice to where he feels good.
Yeah. Honestly, that probably should, because I remember back when I was still in college, I would dress up almost every day, and that was when it was some of the most like productive times of my life. And now that I've been chilling at home since the quarantine started, and I'm out less, I do feel like I retracted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really, how do I put it? It kind of pissed me off when people at the start of let's say mid-quarantine, when there was a lot of people on social media kind of preaching the thing that you're preaching, Edwin, about like it's the small steps and this and that, you can do it. That during quarantine you could have learned this, learned that.
The ones that pissed me off were the fucking people who got ripped, and I was like, I'm fatter than ever, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel sometimes that even the external things that should motivate me and inspire me come off as cliches and just like a worn out thing that in the end does the opposite.
At the end of the day, I feel like you're not inspired by other people, and that's fine. All you have to do is shut that off.
Yeah.
If you see other people, you know, preaching to you and all that stuff, just shut them out. Shut me off. Fuck it. This podcast is over. But still, it's just saying, like, you know, it's if you feel that that's an adverse reaction to see other people preaching to you, just don't go on Instagram that day. Don't do that shit. and then dress nice, and you'll feel yourself changing your mentality. I don't know. That's I'm starting to sound like a fucking self-help guy, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
Dude, you know, hey, like you're helping me out, you're helping Jeff out. You're probably helping out our listeners as well. You're our motivational guru now.
no, I'm not. But like at the same time, it's just one of those things that I beat myself up all the time over it. It's just like I didn't do like when I'm a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit in the best ways, like in incredible piece of shit ways where I've done nothing. It's fantastic. It is awe inspiring, and that could inspire you too to see how much of a piece of shit I could be. But
Damn,
it's like
that's deep.
but at the end of the day, we all gotta get something done, you know.
Yeah. So then, if you're saying that we need to get ourselves into that mindset of doing something, is there an environment? Is there like a place that's your go-to place for inspiration? Or is there such a place?
There isn't, because I could be anywhere and something will trigger me, and then I will just go into like the thing is, I keep going into my notepad, and I keep writing shit. What I should do is write shit and then go home when all that stuff is fresh, because I can write something down and then still be thinking about it, right? And when it's refined, put that on paper as soon as I can, in any fashion. If it takes a day, do it. If it takes a couple hours, just do it. And like, I don't do that enough. I just let those ideas pass by. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. It's one of those things I just wanted to talk to you guys, see how you guys felt. Cause
yeah, hey, if our listeners don't run through a wall after listening to this and just feeling pumped and excited to do something, then I don't know what will.
Well, I mean, if they're inspired to be the greatest piece of shit ever, then go ahead. I'm not one to judge. I'll join you.
I'll judge you. Don't be something. Just don't be nothing.
Yeah, Jeff. How about let's set a goal, just a tiny little goal, for next week. You should do your assignment as soon as you receive it.
I already failed that then.
Well, no, next week. whenever you get that new assignment,
I already have it.
Try to do it.
Next new assignment, Jeff.
Yeah, the next new assignment.
Complete it. We already have that too.
Well, then
he already has all the work laid out for
all right,
I just don't know the concepts of the next week's homework yet.
Well, as soon as you know it. How about that? As soon as you learn it.
Yeah, that goes for everyone listening too.
As soon as you have that moment of inspiration, try to do something about it.
Just try it once, because honestly, it was like one of our earlier podcasts for those who've been listening from the start. I was talking about a motivational book, and I talked about how that was something that I never ever did. And I decided, you know what, maybe I should do something different and see how that works out for me. And here I am today. Moving up, leveling up, all that good stuff. It's weird.
It feels good. It really does feel good. And I'm number one person to write myself down in a list when I have a lot of things to do and not do any of them. I'm 100% guilty on that. Like, I'm not here acting holier than thou on anyone because I'm 100% a procrastinator. But I just felt the need to talk to you guys about it, because like I can't play a video game and feel good about it if I haven't been productive that day. I can't. I don't know. I've had all this free time, and I just don't want to play video games. I want to learn about world history. I want to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I started working out, so I'm working out a lot. It's just I'm trying to fill the empty space with a lot of things that make me feel fulfilled a little bit. I just
Mhm.
wanted to, spitball this idea with you guys. But thank you for joining me.
Thank you
in
for
doing so.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah, this has been my TED. Wait, we have to use our NPR voice. So that brings us to the end of our TED Talk. If you have any questions on anything that was discussed, please, you can reach us on our website, tiltednotster.com, where you can find links to our Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. You can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. Thank you for listening.
Damn, that was the outro right there. That was, wow.
All right, let's cut it. Peace. Bye.